Pay attention to the slides, not to me. I'm going to hack your visual cortex to process a lot of information. I've worked on a lot of things over the last 20 years, a lot of tech, a lot of startups, movements, crypto protocols, and so on. And most recently, I'm very involved in helping bootstrap the first crypto-native nation states. Argentina started the 20th century on top of the world. It was one of the top 10 countries by GDP, but economic mismanagement ruined the country. Recently, there's been massive inflation. Over the last 10, 20 years, it's seen somewhere between 50 and 200% inflation per year, which is insane. Today, there's an opportunity to fix the economy and drive massive prosperity in Argentina. So I'm going to talk to you about broadly how economic prosperity happens through technology. I'm going to talk about Argentina's concrete opportunity. I'll tell you about Crecimiento, the movement, and then about Aleph, the pop-up city that we ran in August. Technology is the strongest driver of human progress. Technology companies increasingly drive most of the economic value around the planet. Technology companies can thankfully build anywhere in the world. You have to think about tech companies in an evolutionary landscape where there's tons of tech companies emerging. And over time, they either thrive in good conditions or end up having to move to other places. You don't just have to do better and improve your conditions. You have to look at the best possible top-tier environment and emulate that. Today, crypto is software eating law and finance and can enable building better economies around the world with crypto primitives. You can build entire economic infrastructure for a nation state using crypto primitives. Borrow from the best possible environments, design an economy in a box, and install it in a particular location. Argentina can become a top 15 or top 10 economy in 3 to 6 years if it deeply invests in its technology development. Now, when you think about all of these particular frictions, you can immediately think of concrete crypto primitives to build infrastructure. Loans and mortgages, you can think of the DeFi loan markets. The ability to hold units of account that hold economic value, swap through DEXs to specific stable coins. Worried about different kinds of monetary policy, and you build a currency that has much tighter controls and prevents certain kinds of printing. All we need to do is build specific products and specific services that can be used by millions of people in the economy. We just need somewhere between 10 and 20 successful startups solving these individual frictions, and we can vault the entire Argentine economy to being a top-tier international financial center. Crypto is the opportunity. Argentina needs to leapfrog the rest of the world. Argentines fed up with inflation elected Milei, who has been coming in to deregulate the infrastructure, deregulate how the Argentine economy works, prevent the massive print, and put Argentina on a trajectory for success. There's massive bottoms-up crypto adoption fueled by that inflation, and now tremendous top-down support. And this creates the perfect opportunity where the crypto community can seize the moment and create the first national economy on crypto rails. This is the movement. It was born to catalyze this opportunity and try to cause it in the next 2 years. Let's leverage the fact that now there's 4 to 8 million people in Argentina using crypto every day, and there's open top-down support to build those missing financial rails. We want to do this over 2 years. In order to get to 20 successful startups, we're going to need hundreds of startups to be built. So this is an open call and call to action to anybody that wants to build a first crypto-native nation state to come and build the missing products and missing services to bootstrap and upgrade the financial infrastructure of Argentina and give a tremendous benefit to 46 million people. From there, we can export that same technology to a lot of other countries around the world. We first decided to host a pop-up city, and we're going to leverage the success from there to support a large startup ecosystem and eventually build the long-term support structures. The pop-up city was this great experiment in bringing together thousands of people, 2,000 people around this idea, this moment of bootstrapping the entire Argentine economy and making it crypto native. And we brought them together for a whole month around Aleph. Aleph convened a whole set of participants from crypto leaders to builders to aspiring founders to regulators to government officials. And we had an extremely high energy month of talking about this opportunity and supporting the new builders and founders. We onboarded a whole bunch of merchants around the hub who went from being exposed to the terrible situation of inflation to then being paid the same day and swapping directly into stablecoins or trading it in DEXs around the world. We structured the city around a hub that now has, people like it so much that it has now become a permanent co-work environment. The pop-up city had a whole range of tracks focused on learning about specific fields to softer things like how do you build the right culture in a startup, how do you grow as a leader, and so on. So we wanted to be able to support founders and builders in the journey of building the difficult thing that are startups. And we ended up issuing passports on chain for the citizens of the city. One of the teams dropped a stablecoin around the peso to be able to pay for food, and that ended up being a huge unlock for the merchants as well. This ended up being so successful that the mayor of the city now wants to use it for dropping bus tickets to various groups and so on. Rough metrics of the movement stand like this today. So again, this movement did not exist a few months ago. It's just been a few months of build up from scratch. This is a super aggressive, super ambitious plan. If we can do this by 2026, because Milei's window is very short, we just have this 2 to 3 year timescale to reach this level of success. If by 2026 we can have another 4 to 5 million people on chain and start unlocking massive prosperity for Argentinians, we can then lock in a crypto financial infrastructure for the entire economy and upgrade a country that has had such a troublesome history with its economy into Codes law type rules that prevent mismanagement. One of the really cool ideas that came out of the movement is to build the first on-chain city. We're going to actually construct a digital city embedded with concrete legal structure with an economic zone associated with the digital city and use that as a center of business for the crecimiento movement. Join me in upgrading the infrastructure of Argentina. And if we can do that well, we can then export that structure to all of Latin America and eventually the rest of the world.